Hello, my name is P. Christy Arpit, and today we are going to discuss about an experiment how to create a banking application using Room database. So this is the design of the front page. So this will be the design of the front page. I'm using text view buttons and layout view for giving this and background for setting the background and giving the names. This is the code. Then we create a class. We create a user DB and EAO. Then we on bundle. We set the uh, we create a variable like an TV and assign it to I assign the ID. Then we create a room database builder, get application user DB class, and we allow main thread queries. This line will allow us to check the database for the threading queries, and we'll assign DAO to get DAO DAO variable to DB dot get DAO. Then this we create this function for adding an account. So here we're creating an intent and a new intent get application context main activity and with extending the intent, so we'll start the activity and it will extend to intent main activity 2. And we'll create one more function. This function is used for checking. Then we are creating an alert box. This alert box will send a message, enter the account number and the pin that we want to check, and we are using layout inflator. So layout inflator will give us the default layout of the layout view. Here we'll use it a root, will give the root as null, and we'll use the inflator. We'll assign it to view 1. Then set view to view 1 will set it to the checking balance view. And if the builder message gets positive input, like if it gets okay, then we'll assign ID to find view by ID. Then we'll say pin will for the account and pin will assign find view by ID. So it will go to the system and it will check the database. So if user equal to null, try account getting will get it from using DAO search. Will get the account number and pin and will parse and will check convert it to intent. Then will pin also will convert it to intent. Then then we'll create a toast message if it comes an inspection. Then if we after that if we'll set the text your balances and we'll use get amount to get the amount that is there in the home there. And if it is wrong, we'll ask the user to please verify your pin and everything. Like if it is like we'll again ask the user to verify your pin and account number. We will create a alert box for that. And then we'll create a one more function for crediting the balance. So this function so basically this is the user DB. It will extend the database. So from here we can abstract the user DAO. So DAO will go here and get the things that will be used for that. Then coming back to it, so we'll create a credit function. In this credit function we'll create an alert box, like we'll ask the user to enter the details of the account. Then layout inflator will get the layout view for the credit. Then that will view will be set to view 2. Then if the will again build a like we'll ask the alert box. So if the builder gets a positive response, then credit. Then on click we'll get to this part. In this part like we'll create a account pin and amount. We'll ask three inputs by the user, and we'll assign ID to it and we'll pass it through the view. Then we'll convert it to percent. Then we'll convert it to integer, and search will search into percent with account number. It will get from the database, it will search it. And if it is null, if the input is none, will print a message, toast message, which is wrong pin or account number, that the account number. If it is correct, the amount will amount minus, like it will amount will be deducted from the amount minus amount that we gave in the input will be deducted. And if sorry, if it is amount is less than the amount entered is less than the amount in the bank, then we'll get a toast message saying that insufficient amount, and it will come. If the amount is okay, then we'll pass DAO update, so it will update in the database. And this will message and this will pass a toast message saying that your the amount in your account is updated. So this is again expectation. If negative button debit, text debit, will again use user u, then it will go. So here we are creating this one for debiting. So negative, it will go to debit. So We'll create same things, account pin and move. We'll give you assign user ID and pass it through layout. So we'll get the assign it to ID. Then we'll pass it to integer parsen to convert it to into integer. Then we'll search the DO if it is null. Like if the user u equal DO if comes out the response comes out as null, then those will make it as a, then we'll give a message like a wrong pin or account number. Else the amount you get will be set amount plus updated, like amount will be added that we want to add. Then we'll update like then we'll get a toast message like successfully debited. So this will show the alert box. This function is used for transferring the amount. So we'll create a transfer function and we give a alert box like enter the details of the, so enter the details, and then again we'll pass to a layout inflator to get the default layout view. Then we'll assign it to view. Then we'll create a variable view1. Then we'll set position button like if the positive button, like if we get alert profile positive from the alert box, we'll transfer like we'll take three inputs like from account to account, amount and pin. Then we'll pass by ID to all of them. Then in from account like it will convert to percent. Then it will convert all the variables to percent that we take. Then we'll verify the user like the account and pin number. If the user and account pin are verified, you will search account number, it will get the amount. Then we'll search the second account number, and if the amount is less than the amount in the account, then it will show insufficient amount. If the amount is there, we'll get the amount, and we'll minus it from the first account and we'll add it to the second note, and we'll update both the accounts. Do.update will update the first account, and do.update u2 will update the second account, and we'll give a toast message saying that the account is successful, the transfer was successful. So again, this is for the view all button. This function is used for a view all. It will show all the transaction. So intent will create a new intent and we'll pass it to main activity 3 dot class. So we'll start the intent and we'll create a builder box. If a positive button comes, we'll ask the user to log in, and it will use to will ask the user to log in, and here we'll check the user. If it is null, it will show an error. So it will search the search the database using do.search account number and pin that we give, and will show a toast message. If no, if it is null, the u will reason it will ask the user to check your account details. The user is verified, it will search the account number, and if the account is returned as null, then it will give a toast message saying no such account is like that is there. So this is the design of the banking application page. This is the design of the adding your details page. So this is the page for adding your account number and everything. So we'll ask the user to give the name, account number, pin, amount to enter the database. Static user DB will be used so that our details will be saved after every exit. Then here we'll pass the details that we enter by ID, we'll adding. Then we'll create a room database db.user room database, and I will allow main thread queries, so it will store in the database. We'll assign db.get do to dao. Then we'll ask the new user like giving new user. Then we'll set name like we'll get the account set name, we'll get the account number and everything. Spin amount we'll get them from the user. Then we'll insert it in the user base like do.insert will insert and store it in the user base, and we'll give a toast message saying that the data is saved. And one more toast message, it will show if there is an exception. So this is for account. So this is the design for a third page for all, like all user page. Intent will go to here, like we give the intent to the main activity 3, so it will show the users here. This is the form, text view and everything. So this is the code, like we'll ask the user to we'll assign db and dao. Then we'll use recycler view and linear layout. So on create, we'll assign set the activity main dot will start, and we'll create a room database, like we'll use the room database. Then user db dot class name is equal to user, allow thread queries do db dot get dao will get the database details, and we'll give the id to the recycler view, and linear layout will be set to linear layout manager, and recycle view will be passed through linear layout, and we'll use a list user array. So it will user array will show all the users that that tried to access or made any transaction. So here we'll like array, the arrays will assign what will be there in the array will show like do dot view all.